Hello, everyone. Good to be back. Right now, we have with us Anurag Dwivedi as part of the Voice of the Young series. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Anurag.
Uh, Namaste, sir. My name is Anurag Dwivedi. I have just completed my master's in political science. I come from a very rural background, starting from village. So since childhood, I was starting as a child. So being born in a very poor family, like so, I have came a long way. Recently, I have cleared this net exam in December. So I am qualified for now for assistant professor, and I have participated in different events. Like I have presented many papers, participated in many international forums. Like I have participated in February in Rising Up Conference 2024, which was organized by Ministry of External Affairs and ORF. So I have participated in many other activities which are organized within the university. Either it is Model United Nations Framework, Youth Conclave, and many other things. I have presented a number of papers on economics, especially political economy aspect, because I'm a political science student. So this is all about me.
Well, tell us about your village life.
So it's like in my village, I come from a village where like people are educated, but still I feel that the approach towards education is not that much. Like the students, those who are coming from there, they are being limited to those regional areas, like limited to the state universities. They are like the perception about social sciences is not very good. Like in social sciences, I have very keen interest in pursuing my academics in social sciences, trying to understand economy, political science, and other aspects of the society. Because I have prepared for Union Public Services Commission from last 3 4 years, so I have been continuously engaged in different subjects like those which are there, like ethics, political science, economics, international relations, and many other history, geography. So I have developed a very diverse perspective about life, about my understanding. But in village areas, I see that students, those who are pursuing like bachelor in arts and master in arts, they are just going to their universities and not learning anything, and they are just ending up being unemployed, not having any ability to move forward because the skills they are not getting any skills, they are just getting degrees. So talking about village life, when I started as a child, so it has been a long way because I got educated a very public school, and I gave a contribution to my father. Like my father, he worked very hard, so like it was nearly impossible for any child like me to come to these big universities and play an important role, which is possible. So yeah, starting as a childhood, my father distributes newspaper. So like I have distributed for more than a decade, starting since when I was just child of 5 years. So I distributed till the end of graduation. So I have like a very important role to play. I got to interact with a number of peoples in village areas, in those who like where I used to distribute, interact with a lot of people. So which have developed a diverse perspective in my life, which I perceive.
Well, that's a very, very powerful story, but tell us more. I mean, how did you get motivated? As I understand what
Yeah.
you
So
said,
I think
just a second. I think let me be clear so that everybody understands that your father was basically just the man who would bring the newspapers to people's home on the morning on his bicycle, probably, right?
yeah. He wakes up every day at 3 o'clock, and I see him last 20 years. He has continuing
Yeah.
with that work, and he used to woke up early in at 3 o'clock in the morning. He used to go and bring newspaper from the highway where the driver drops, and he used to come back, and so he again used to come home at 5 or 6. So I used to study with that meantime from 3 to 6. So then he used to again go to distribute newspaper and come to 8 9 o'clock. So he kept me engaged. Like Mahatma Gandhi said that you need vocational education as well as education which gives you experience. You should not be limited to books. I think it was coincidental, but it played a very important role. I not only got to get a read from the books only, I got to have a first-hand experience of interacting with people, working at the same time. So, uh,
So,
so this
so
was kind of
what
like.
motivated you? I mean, it's as you said, it's a humble beginning. how did you manage to make your way here? Tell us personal, personal.
Personally, I believe, like my father, he is the real motivation to me. He limited my interactions with other students in the society, like coming from the village. So I was kind of reserved on my own. So I have explored the ways possible. Like while I was in graduation, I did from a very normal college. I was studying psychology, political science, and other subjects. But I had this passion for studying and doing something greater in future. So even I was reading the books coming from Yale University professors. I was watching their lectures, what they are teaching. So I always had to get the best possible, which is within my limits, get the best possible. Even when I think of going to the university, I think of going to the best university possible. So I think I cannot explain where this motivation came, but I can say that maybe because of the poverty-stricken life which I had initially in my childhood that motivated me to move forward. Or you can say, looking at the society, the people of village, and looking at the uncertainties which come along, I thought that, okay, I can do something. There is a way I can change my life. There is a way I can improve my life. And I think my father has been consistent motivation. He kept me giving those headline motivations like, if you want to go be a good at in life, you need to be at the good place. You need to interact with good people. And by looking at them, how they live their life, how they value education, I got to understand that, okay, I need to value education. Education is the only way out, which can bring me, which can help me to reach at the best places, which can help me to change the society. Like while interacting, I have distributing villages, newspaper, digital, raining. So I have seen that hard, uh, how the life of people is full of hardship. And I think education has a power which we can use to change those things which are there. So that has been my motivation for moving forward.
Okay. Were your teachers helpful in this? Did your teachers help
My
you?
teachers, yeah, definitely, Professor. I think the role of society, every teacher, like my father, he always believed that he always kept me reserved. So I used to have three to four coachings every day after school, and there were a lot of people like senior citizens in my village, those who were taught in universities, but they were retired. So they used to call me and teach me free of cost. So they
Uh,
used to teach me English and other subjects, which helped me build the fluency. And not only that, society even offers me, the people of society, those who do this philanthropic work, they help me, like calling me to come to their house and study for as long as you want in evening, because you don't have the inverter, you don't have the continuous supply of electricity. So I think the role of society and the teachers like those senior citizens, they have been professors. They taught me free of cost, and I am just very grateful to them. I think
hmm.
like in our Indian value system, there is a thought that the old people are the tree of wisdom within the society. And I think the role they have played has changed my life significantly.
Okay. Why not science and engineering? Why this arts, which people think is for losers? But you are a winner, so why choose this? What was the
Professor,
struggle? Go ahead.
look, Professor, I told you that I was living in a village. I was like, whatever I did, my mother's never, my dad is not even class 12 completed. My mother, she is housewife. So even within society, people were not there to guide me. So whatever came in my mind came on my own. So when I thought of engineering, I thought, okay, I have to go and work for some company for 24 by 7, keep working on laptop. And I thought that keep working in offices, like if you're a mechanical engineer, you have to do that kind of job. So I perceive that that's not meant for me. I need to play a role in society. I need to understand the bigger picture which is there, how I can change the life of people. I think that was my motivation in 11th and 12th. So in 12th, I wanted to do law. I have given even flat entrance examination, but the fee structure was very high. Like in national law universities in India, their fee structure is way more, much more, which was unaffordable for me. So I was not able to do the law. So the second thing, which was going in, going with the social sciences, preparing for public services as well as. So while preparing for public services, I have developed a very keen interest in academics, in understanding different subjects very thoroughly, developing a deep understanding in different subjects. So that's how I opted for social sciences instead of going with engineering or science
Okay.
streams.
So why not? I'm an economist. Why not economics? Why psychology and
Professor,
yeah, go ahead.
Professor, like, yeah, John Rawls said that our life depends on three factors, like root luck, life chances, and life prospects. So where I was coming from, the life chances and life prospects were they were created, they were not in my control. So when I didn't get admission in law, in my regional university, it do not offer economics. So they were offering psychology, political science. So while I started reading, I developed a very keen interest in psychology. I read it thoroughly. I read up to master's level in my graduation because
Uh-huh.
I'm a very avid reader. So
Mhm.
economics was not there. While I started preparing for public services, economics was one of the important subjects. So I have studied economics very well. I have developed a deep understanding. And while in my master's, I started studying political economy. I developed a keen interest in political economy, and I have even scored A plus in my post graduation in political economy subjects. So
Wow.
that's how this what's the different in my life is it's driven by the forces which are not in my control.
Of
But
course.
wherever it is going to be perfect.
Okay, but looks like things are now in your control. I mean, you're past the net.
Yeah, definitely, Professor.
You are definitely more in
I
control,
have
right?
yes,
That's how you feel. Okay.
yes, sir.
And does this have any impact on your family, extended family in the village, or the people there, or you are just the exception who has gone out and
Like Professor, in my family,
yeah,
I'm the exception, Professor. Like in my family is very small. I have my mother, father, and a small sister, younger sister. So we
yeah,
are just family of four people living in the
yeah,
village.
yeah.
That's how we
So
are very reserved.
what
This
about your cousins, Chachaji, Mamaji, and all? How is it with them?
yeah, we have very small family. This is the all we have.
Okay,
Those four people are the whole.
this is all you have. Okay,
Yes.
and so what is your future? You think?
Professor, I always had an image in my mind while coming this way and moving forward. I
Hmm.
always had the image in my mind. Like I mentioned previously, I always felt motivated by looking at the people, those who are doing well in that particular field.
Hmm.
So moving forward, I have an image in my mind where I see myself as maybe as a administrative officer playing a greater role in central administration, or I'm very keen in pursuing going in academics further. So I see myself being a very good academician in my particular subjects. So I have a keen interest in international relations. For this, I want to do my PhD in international relations. Few days before in South Asian University, I have given my interview for PhD. My topic, which is the topic proposal which I presented, was investment and economic growth, the impact of climate agreements on investment and economic growth in developing countries, a case study of South Asia. So that was my proposal, which was not accepted. But I'm looking at other universities. I'm looking at to try one more time next year, maybe. So I want to go in academics. I see myself playing a bigger role in international institutions or wherever possible in this country or abroad.
Okay, wonderful. Any tips you have for younger people?
Professor, I have a lot of tips for younger people. Like when I see them, yeah, when I see them, I perceive that how much huge potential they have. They have the power to change everything. They are the future of India, and if they move forward in the right direction, they can change everything. So I want students like those who are there. I want them to be focused on what they are doing, especially suppose that they are doing masters or bachelors in any particular subject. I want them to focus on getting excellence in that particular field. Suppose that they are studying economics, I want them to study it well enough so that they are excellent in that field. They should not be only studying for getting degree or getting or passing the marks. Passing marks, that's not the motive. The objective should be whatever they are doing, there should be excellence. They should gain excellence in that particular field because that's what makes them different, or that's what builds them potential in them, and that's what we say is skill development. They should focus on diverse skill other aspects. of getting a skill, talking to people, interacting with people, and being excellent in whatever they are doing.
Okay. Anything else you want to add here?
There is a lot to which I want to add. Even I had the idea of writing a book, like how that life is very different after you come out of, after you complete your interest, after you complete your intermediate. You have a lot of challenges because I perceive there are a number of things which are not taught in school. There are a number of things which are not very well explained in school, and you learn as you complete your intermediate. You come in graduation, you come in post graduation. You learn about different number of different things. So I think that they can be they should be more interactive, talk to more people, and especially interact with the older people within the society, because they know how the life has been, and what are the what is life is going to offer, because number of topics which are not taught in school, like after you complete your intermediate, you think that life is going to be easy, but it's not. After you came out, you perceive that there's uncertainty, there's unemployment, and there are a number of other things. So I think that being in touch with family, being interacting with people, having patience, and not being impatient with anything is what they need to do.
Okay. Well, I must say that it's a very impressive journey that you have taken. You have really done very well. And my admiration and congratulations to you to have come forward and been here on my show. It's it's pleasure to listen to you. I just want to ask if you have anything else to add before otherwise we can say, okay, we are done with this. But do you have anything else to add?
Because it has been a great opportunity for me to interact with you, because it has been a wonderful experience to come on this Vidped concept and speak whatever there I have. So I think I have a number of things to say, and this conversation can go very long, but we can keep it shorter if
No,
possible.
no, we don't have to keep it short. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. There's no time limit, so go ahead.
Yeah, so Professor, looking at myself, like coming this way, and it was journey all alone. Like I have not been in support with anyone. So like people within the society, they have supported me a lot, like sometimes financially, materially, emotionally, and providing the basic facilities possible. And that's why I was able to came this way forward. So moving forward, like if you look at the challenges that we are facing, like after I completed my master's, I was completed this net exam. I was looking for other internship and other facilities. Like I wanted to join internet these organizations like WRF, Carnegie, and others. So I perceive that I'm a postgraduate from this is Central University, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University in Lucknow. Yeah, so it has been a challenging way to get into those internships and learn the methods of research and how we can excel in that particular field. So it has been challenging coming from a not so very good, very famous institutions like JNU and Delhi. So it has been challenging because as I apply, the applications most of the time are not seen well. They mostly got rejected. So being within the smaller towns, it is a challenging aspects to get into those research institutions uh, and learn in that particular field. So this is one challenging aspect which I'm facing after this my master's exam. So as I'm looking forward to get into the PhD in these institutions, like I'm targeting getting into JNU and South Asian University, and there are one or two IITs even they offer PhD. So it's a little bit challenging for students, those who are in the smaller towns, because the perception that they have, those who are HR, those who are hiring research interns, they have this perception that a student is completed their masters from a smaller town, so he's not so as good as the students coming from JNU or Delhi. But which cannot be true every time. There are exceptions. There are chances where it's not there. So I think there should be more openness. Openness. There should not be prejudices aligned with that. Students coming from smaller towns do not have that potential when actually they carry.
How are you making money these days? How are you managing your life?
So most about making money. So I have been continuously engaged in like teaching students, like even when I was in just as I completed my intermediate, when I was in graduation, post graduation, I have been continuously teaching students. So from that, I was making my ends meet, and there are sponsors like my uncle, my father. Uh, so they support me in the way possible, and as I will get into the PhD, I'm looking for, I will be getting fellowship, so I will complete my further education. And I'm looking at other sources which will open as I complete my PhD.
Yeah, and the PhD, there's no, the government gives you enough money so that if you get
Yeah,
into, if you pass, what is that test called? If you pass the test, then
yeah, yeah.
yeah, some test
This
is
the same exam. Yeah,
JRF.
net, they call it
Yeah,
net JRF. Yeah,
yeah. If you do that, then of course. But right now you finished your masters. I think you're living in Lucknow, so you have to have some
yeah.
money. So you have
Yes,
to.
I'm living in Lucknow.
So what are you doing? Teaching young people? Is that how you're making money?
Yeah, I'm teaching young people and mostly focusing on my studies nowadays. So by teaching one or two, or I can make my ends meet because
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah. So I give 1 or 2 hours to teach students, and all the time I have left, I focus on my education. I'm reading different scholars on a particular field, developing my skills on that, developing my and ingraining my knowledge wherever possible. So most of the time I'm studying when I'm not teaching.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Anurag. It was really a pleasure. You are a face of the new young India. I'm sure you'll do well. They may say, oh, you are from not famous college, this and that, but in the end, you will make it. Okay. My faith in you is very high. I'm sure you will do well. Okay. Shall we end it here today?
Yeah, yeah, we can end it. Thank you so much, sir, for
Okay.
showing
All right. Let's
belief
end
on
the
me.
recording and we can talk
Yes.
later. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon.